And that is the ignition which started this whole crisis.
Zafar Hilali, are you comfortable with the fact? Are you comfortable with the fact? 1 minute. Let's ask Zafar Hilali. Zafar Hilali, are you comfortable with what the 29 Baloch regiment soldiers have done with the 2 Indian soldiers of the 22 Rajput battalion? Are you comfortable with that?
I don't think that it was the 29th or whatever Baloch you said.
29 Baloch regiment.
If they did it, if they could not have done it, it's reprehensible to violate. You say they have done it. Now somebody was saying they were irregulars. You see, this is the trouble. You assume speculation as fact and then accuse the other person of demand that he defended. It is a reprehensible action to mutilate anybody.
Exactly. That's what I've been wanting to hear.
Forget the fact that it is a soldier.
That's what I've been wanting to hear.
Forget the fact that it is a soldier. And nobody in the Pakistan army is under orders or can be under orders to mutilate or touch
they mutilate
anybody.
By instinct?
This
Are you saying they mutilate by instinct?
Complete, utter, total rubbish to insinuate that our regular army people could do that.
Sir, let me tell you, it is a matter of time before the evidence is taken and you are exposed. You are exposed at the highest international levels for this kind of barbarism. I don't know how, as a seasoned diplomat, Zafar Hilali, you can tolerate such barbarism. I don't think you will ever tolerate it on a Pakistani army soldier.
I don't believe it. Pakistan army soldiers are capturing militants every single day.
Yes,
the militants have been beheading their own brothers. They have been carrying out all sorts of actions, but there has been nowhere near that kind of retribution on the militants who are captured. Why should a Pakistan army soldier defy orders, defy everything he is taught, and go and mutilate the body of an Indian soldier?
No, 1 second.
I don't believe it.
1 second. General Jaswal, you want to respond?
I want to respond and prove it. Mr. Hilali, I would like to tell you, I'm a responsible army officer. I myself did a court inquiry in 1999 when 2 of my soldiers, they were beheaded. The bodies were there, sans their head, and I do not want to say as to what they did. Your post Tom Katilla in Ansuya Ben across the Banawat Tavi, unfortunately they played football with the head because he caught 2 of the chaps who had participated in this, and they confessed this thing. There were troops from the SSG along with them. So what are you talking that the Pakistan army is not done this?
No, he's saying it on full authority. He's saying it on full authority. No, he's saying it on authority tonight. He is a former, General Jaswal is a former Northern Army commander. He's saying it on full authority.
I don't care if he is one. I know the kind of
embarrassing for you, but
that have been committed
not
only on Pakistan army soldiers,
a former
but
Northern Army commander is challenging you on television.
Civilians.
He's putting the facts out tonight. Accept the facts and the brutality that has been wreaked by our soldiers.
Mr. Hilali, I'm sure you're
trying to pretend you are all these lily-white individuals sitting across the fence. Please understand.
So
excuse me, I think that's a very unwarranted remark by you, Mr. Hilali. You're a responsible person. I do not want to get into that kind of acrimony.
I say it responsibly.
I think let's respect each other. We are having an argument. Please kindly allow me. The mere fact that you are saying that there was an incident opposite Uri sector. Now you're saying that it's okay, it's fine, this kind of a retaliation has taken place. Are you trying to ratify that these kind of actions are correct? Are you trying to ratify that this kind of expansion should take place? Should we also go in? And now let me tell you about Churunda village. Churunda village was...
No, let me answer that.
First.
Let me answer
that. Hear him first, you can answer that after that.
I'll come to you after this. Mr. Hilali, most welcome. You are welcome to counter me. Churunda village was being shelled. It was retaliated upon onto that post from where the shelling was coming, mortar shelling. We did not cross. Why should we cross the LC? We have no interest to cross the LC. Whereas Pakistan has got an interest to cross the LC because J&K lies this side of LC. They have an interest this side. We have no interest that side.
Well, before
So
we
that
run
is
out
the
of time,
rationale.
could
Please.
we have
Now,
a few seconds
I would
to
request
address these
Mr. Hillary, just let
allegations?
me finish.
Now, I would, you.
No, no.
I've let you
it's not an
finish. You've asked
allegation.
two questions.
It's a,
Let
it's
me
a
reply.
submission.
No,
please,
you've just
just
said.
one
Now,
more
let me
second.
say, I've said already. I've said
Okay,
already
fine.
in the beginning.
Most welcome.
It
Most
is
welcome.
reprehensible
Mr. Hillary.
that
Not good enough.
anybody
Not
should
good enough,
behave
sorry.
in that way
Absolutely.
if that has happened.
No, not good enough.
Secondly,
No, not good enough.
retaliation.
Saying reprehensible is not
I'm
good
sorry.
enough.
If you do not accept the concept of retaliation, then I'm sorry, you're living in cloud cuckoo land.
Really? And who's
If
living
you
in
come
cuckoo
over
land?
3
Zafar
days
Ileli.
ago
Zafar
and
Ileli.
killed-
Zafar
and you
Ileli. It's
killed
better.
2 of our soldiers,
Zafar Ileli.
we will
Sir,
retaliate.
Zafar Hilali, it is better to live in cuckoo land than turn into a
Let me
barbarian.
show you.
I want to ask you, and I want to ask
Indian
Professor
Army
Jaspal.
can retaliate.
1 minute, Professor Jaspal, Professor
far more
Jaspal,
measure.
Professor Jaspal,
Yes.
to Tariq Pirzada and to Zafar Ilali. As I welcome Admiral Javed Iqbal, who's joining us from Lahore. I just want to, KC Singh, I'm just coming to you. I just want our Pakistani guests to acknowledge, because I know they will not acknowledge the first reality, which is that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. And for eternity, Jammu and Kashmir will be an integral part of India, and Pakistan can keep whining about it, but that reality will not change. That's one. You can import as much terrorism as
I
you
think
want.
you are,
That will not
let me answer
change.
you.
That is the ground reality.
Let me answer you that. No, you.
That
why
is the
you are
ground
talking
reality.
wrong?
The people of
It's
Kashmir
your
have
own
rejected you many times
perception.
over.
You think it's an integral part. I don't agree.
No,
with
one
it. I
second.
have a different
It is an
perspective.
integral part.
I have a different understanding.
Sure, fine.
So you have to live with.
I
your
know
point
you
of
would-
view.
I
have
said
to
you
live
will
with
not
my point
agree.
of view. Now, why do I acknowledge what you are saying?
Now, second
Please
point
try
of
to
view.
listen. If you have a question, I answer. If you say we acknowledge, I cannot accept your dictates.
So I expect my question. I ask you a question, Professor.
No, sorry, you have to.
I ask you a
reframe your
question,
thing.
Professor.
That if you think that it's an integral part, it's your own.
I'm
point of
asking
view,
you
it's
a
not my
question,
point of view.
Professor.
Why you are saying that we can accept it?
I'm asking you a question. That's my view. That's my view, and that's the view of all people in
Yeah,
India.
you can
Jammu and
give your
Kashmir is
view,
an
but you
integral
don't
part.
say we can acknowledge your
You
point of
ask
view.
the establishment in Islamabad, heart of hearts, they will tell you, yes, it's an integral part. We've tried creating enough trouble. It is
Why
not
you
working.
you can just raise the issue.
Now the question
You are
is,
dictating me. I'm not here to receive your dictates.
okay, fine, Professor. Now answer my question. My question is,
Try,
I want
try
you
to listen it. And try,
I want
make
you.
this a dialogue, a talk show. Don't say that you should acknowledge. Why we should acknowledge what you are saying?
So,
whether
and
it's
neither
correct
should
or
I acknowledge
incorrect.
yours.
No, I'm not saying that you can acknowledge what I'm saying. I'm giving you my point of view. You can accept it or not. It's not a dialogue. You are just since the beginning.
Sir,
time is running
sir,
out. Let me make one thing clear. What you said
so
is
you know,
your point of view.
there's a difference
We do not
between what you
acknowledge
say
it.
and what I say. Because you say,
Yeah, of course, there's a difference. That's
you
why,
say on the basis of your
that's why there's a
rhetoric.
conflict.
I say on the basis of my fact.
Oh, I have the same fact. I do say that in 1947, when Jammu Kashmir didn't join you, according to the principal said there's blah blah long list. I'm not going into that.
Really?
Just come on the issue what happened day
Yeah,
before
so I'll
yesterday
tell you
and
the
what happened
fact. I
today.
won't go back to
Try address
1947.
this problem rather than going into history.
I will not go back to 1947, but I will remind you.
You are trying to just distort
I will
and waste
remind
the time.
you.
Try to come on the present issue and don't waste the time of the viewers as well.
Sir, you see what happens is 90% turnout is recorded in elections in Jammu and Kashmir. Highest ever turnout is there. I can understand the frustration of the Pakistanis, but you must stop trying to
No, there's no
mutilate
frustration.
Indian
There are
soldiers
actualities.
to express your frustration. And that's all. My point to you
No,
today
we
is,
are
Professor,
not in favor of this kind of brutality.
Professor,
We
I
are
want
not
you and
supporting
Tariq
it.
Pirzada
but
to
at
tell
the
me.
same time, we are not accepting what you are saying.
Okay, will you accept that those people who mutilated the Indian soldier are the worst kind of cowards who deserve to be exterminated
Of course,
from the face of this earth?
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, but
And
who,
would you
who is
would you
saying?
also accept?
Allegation should,
No,
there
would you
should be
say
no
they
allegation,
were
I'm saying.
cowards? I want you to say on TV tonight that they were cowards. As a
What?
panelist from Pakistan, I want whosoever the Pakistanis.
Let me finish. Whosoever do this kind of inhuman acts, whether it's the Indian army, whether it's Pakistani army, whether it's XYZ army, it is not recommendable. It's not supportable. This is one fact. If you start alleging, I'm not accepting it.
All right.
KC Singh, I'd like to go across to you at this stage. KC Singh, we've heard this for long enough. Now, what is more important? A candy floss peace process or some justice for our martyrs? KC.
Arnav, it's very interesting listening to this debate. It's literally a dialogue amongst the deaf. It's futile making arguments, and then it's gone from a crossing of line of control, a suspected act by the Pakistani military, which is reprehensible. And from there, we are jumping to the status of J&K. We are jumping to all kinds of conclusions. Let me just remind Pakistani guests now that I finally got a chance to talk, their own Supreme Court is conducting a case into the missing persons missing from the custody of Pakistani army. It is not India doing it. It's not somebody else. It is Chief Justice Chaudhary who's been looking into it, and the Pakistani military has been appearing there. You know, that itself shows you that there are at least institutions in Pakistan which realize that they have a problem in terms of the army's behavior. Now, what we need to realize is that we have certain confidence building measures post 26/11 after the attack in Mumbai. Dialogue was picked up again. Government has put it back on track. And we are again moving in the direction of doing it bit by bit. But there is obviously an attempt on the part of someone on Pakistan.
Why?
To provoke or derail it. Because they realize that their own militants are now attacking them, are going after them. They cannot stop the US from killing them with the drones.
No, but
so they need to revive the Kashmir thing
no,
focus their attention this side rather than on Pakistan.
But KC Singh, you know, this so-called peace process, and I'm saying so-called with a capital S and a capital C, this so-called peace process, which has only resulted in a sham of a ceasefire, why should the onus be on us? I would like to ask Admiral Javed Iqbal, why should the onus be on India?
Let me just add here.
Very briefly, then I go to the Admiral in Lahore. Yeah.
Sure. In the last 1 year, there have been over 70 ceasefire violations.
Yes.
Both governments in India and Pakistan have maintained that the ceasefire is intact since 2003. The violations are there because they are used to push militants into the valley. Otherwise, there is no other purpose of a ceasefire violation.
So
this has got escalated as you gave the account
so why do
in
we
the
need
last few
this?
weeks.
Why do we need the sham of a ceasefire?
No.
Why do we need Rahman Malik to come and do some visa process with us? Why do the people of India need to stand up to stop Dawood Ibrahim's relative Javed Miadat from coming into India? Why do we be seen to be playing cricket on one day and the beheading of soldiers the next day? You see, this sham. This sham. This is putting the onus, Admiral Iqbal.
I will tell you.
The onus is not on a resilient big brother India and an irresponsible Pakistan.
Let me tell you, first of all, India is not a big brother. They are as needy for peace as Pakistan is. So, brush aside this being who's big brother and who's big boss.
So you know the geopolitical reality, but I won't contest it.
No, please. You see, the thing is, let's talk like, it's a panel discussion. Let's not talk like schoolboys. The thing is that the geopolitical reality is that the population of India and Pakistan, they have become hostage to this hatred or this whatever you may call it, and they need peace. The future generation, they need peace, they need job, they need their, good life. So why are you doing this? So whether it is India
who is doing
or
what?
Pakistan...
Who is doing what? It is your soldiers who came dressed in black, covered their faces, wore black bandanas, came 600 meters into our soil, killed our soldiers and mutilated their bodies. Admiral, who is doing what?
This is what I am saying. I am saying that this is 73rd violation.
So ignore it.
Also occurred.
So ignore it.
So this is what I am saying.
No, you want us to ignore it?
There is a forum. There is a forum to take it up. And let me tell you also that if India thinks that Pakistan is of yesterday's, Pakistan is a nuclear state.
Sir, don't try those threats with us on television. No, you can't talk peace and put those threats.
Let's be
very clear. See, that's where you go completely wrong.
Look, let me finish. Pakistan,
it's a bankrupt nation.
Pakistan and
India. Bankrupt
nation. How long will you keep flogging this? We are a nuclear state.
This is not the case.
No, sir, Admiral, 1 minute. How long, Admiral?
Nuclear state.
Admiral,
we must learn to talk.
We must learn to talk.
Oh, look, you see, the thing is that we must learn to talk on these
First get
matters
your loan from
in a
IMF.
gentlemanly manner.
No,
in a
one second,
peaceful manner.
one second.
But
You
it
see,
is not that. I can assure you, this
Admiral,
is not the way.